well. So today I'm going to be filming a video that is all about foundations and base products. So I've been asked a couple of times recently about any recommendations for foundations for my particular skin type, which is quite dry and also quite sensitive. So I thought that I would be really clever and I would do a kind of good, the bad and the ugly style video, and then I realised that that would mean that I would hardly have any kind of recommendations and they would all be like, this is crap, this is crap, this is crap. So I don't want to do that, so I've decided to do the good, the great and the ugly. Very clever. It's all up here. So starting with the good, so these are foundations that I do like and that I would kind of say are quite good for dry skin, but they're not kind of my go-to ones. There might be a couple of little issues with them. The first one is the YSL, the Teint Touche Eclat foundation. If you do have dry skin, it just kind of glides over it. It leaves a really nice sort of luminous, glowy finish, makes you look really healthy, it makes the skin look really fresh, and it's just really flattering if you do have dehydrated skin, as I do, and if you suffer with foundations kind of clinging to dry patches. I don't find that this one does that at all. One issue that I have with this, as I do have with I think probably every YSL kind of base product that I tried, is that it's really not very good for my sensitive skin. There's something in this that really aggravates it, and obviously that's not going to be the same for everybody at all. Even if you have sensitive skin, not everyone's skin is sensitive to the same things and the same ingredients and whatnot. But basically I would just say to kind of err on the edge of caution with this one if you do have sensitive skin, because I know that I'm not the only one who has struggled with YSL foundations. So next in the good category, I have the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Hour Nude Foundation. That is a little bit of a mouthful. Again, this leaves a really nice finish to the skin. It just glides over any dry patches, doesn't accentuate anything. It's got a nice kind of light to medium coverage, and I find it really comfortable and really wearable. The issue that I have, again, is if you do have quite sensitive skin, this might be one to watch out for, because it is quite heavily fragranced, and that's something that I find with a lot of kind of high street, cheaper foundations, and with a lot of kind of high-end, more expensive ones as well. It's definitely not that it's just from the high street, but they just kind of pack a lot of fragrance in to make the product smell nice, which is absolutely fine, but on my skin personally, I don't find that those work particularly well. Lastly, and I have a kind of high full-on coverage for dry skin, and that is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. My bottle of this, I'm just looking in the viewfinder, and it is so filthy dirty, so I apologise. I never got around to buying a pump for this. Finding full-on kind of flawless coverage foundations if you do have dry skin is really difficult. A lot of them are quite thick and quite heavy feeling. This one definitely is. It definitely makes you kind of look like you're wearing makeup. You can't really get away with like a really natural look with this one, but it is probably the best that I've found in this kind of really full-on coverage category. Moving on to the greats, so these are the foundations that I always go to, I absolutely love, and the first one is the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation. I know that this gets mentioned an awful lot. The word sheer and the word glow don't really go with this one. It's kind of, I'd say actually a semi-matte finish. I find that I don't get a lot of luminance from it, and I don't find that it irritates my skin at all, which is quite a dream for me, because most foundations I can kind of work with BB and CC creams, but most foundations I find just kind of will at least break me out a little bit and at least leave my skin feeling quite clogged up and things like that, but this one doesn't. So I would definitely say that this is worth the splurge. And then kind of cheating and going for a bit of a two-in-one. These will not come as any surprise to you. They were the Dr. Jart BB creams. I have Water Fuse and I have Regenerating as well. These are both fabulous. If you have dry skin, then you need to get one of these in your life, because they just feel like you're moisturising your skin. They just glide over everything, make everything look really juicy and hydrated, and really kind of plump up the skin and get it looking really healthy and really glowy. They are my go-to for every single day. If I'm not filming and I don't really need that like full-on coverage, then I will reach for one of these and just pop it on with my fingers, bish bash bosh, I am done. So last one in the great category is the Dior Skin Nude Hydrating Makeup. I really like this foundation. It adds kind of a nice medium coverage to the skin. Again, it feels quite comfortable. The texture isn't really like anything that I've used before. It's almost got a kind of liquidy, like moussey texture almost. I don't really know how to describe it. It's a really good foundation if you do have dry skin, and again you don't really suffer with too much sensitivity and you find that your skin can cope with most things, and I would definitely recommend this, because again it just doesn't kind of pick out any dry areas or anything like that. It just glides over everything and gives you a really nice, even and fresh canvas to work with. So I'm then just going to finish off with the bad category, and these are the foundations that I've gone out and bought and I just don't think work for my skin type at all. It's not to say that they're awful foundations, because I know that a lot of people love each and every one of them, but if you do have dry skin, I would maybe try and steer clear of them. Get a little sample if you can before you give them a go. The first one is the Lychee Signature Foundation. This is marketed as being for all skin types, and I have to say that just if you have dry skin, just kind of, I get a lot of dry skin around my nose, and I find that this is a foundation that just will kind of cling to that and will make that quite obvious. Another one that I'm sure I am going to get crucified for, ignore how dirty this is by the way, this is kind of embarrassing. L'Oreal True Match Foundation. I know so many people that love this, and every time that I mention it and say that I don't think it's very good, people always kind of come at me and say, what are you talking about, it's the best foundation. If you have oily skin, if you have normal skin, then maybe it is, I don't know, I don't have those skin types, I can't say. But if you have dry skin, no. One of the worst foundations that I've ever come across when it comes to just clinging to everything and just making my skin look, it makes it look almost kind of scaly. It's really horrible. Lastly is another really well raved about foundation that I personally don't get on with, and it is the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. I'm not sure if it is because I have dry skin that I don't get on with this, but I know, again, people who have kind of oilier skins, normal skins, who absolutely love it. For me, it just dissolves on my skin. I'll put it on. Finish is quite nice to begin with initially, and then kind of half an hour to an hour down the line, it's just kind of gone, and it ends up going a little bit patchy. It doesn't fade in a nice kind of flattering way. It fades in a way that just kind of doesn't look very good on the skin at all. It ends up going a bit patchy, it ends up going a bit orange, and yeah, it doesn't work for me. So that's it for my foundation video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it gave you a little bit of insight and a couple of kind of ideas if you do have dry skin. I know how tough it is, believe me, and I am still looking for that perfect foundation, but hopefully you have found something that you think might work for you, and I will see you guys very soon.